Hi, hello everyone. Yeah, so now we are live and welcome to Temasek Poly, this virtual open house. All right, so in this session, I'm going to share with you what in the School of Engineering, okay, this built environment cluster, what we have got to offer to you. All right, so if you have friends that are unable to make it for these sessions, okay, feel free to take a picture of this QR code and share with them. All right, this Telegram group chat will be there all the way until JE. All right, so anytime when you have questions, maybe after today's session, when you go back and start to do a little bit more research and you realize that, oh, I have some queries, I want to find out a little bit more, feel free to go into this Telegram group chat. Okay, you will be able to contact with us. All right. So in the session today, I'm going to share what you can expect, what kind of life you will go through. Okay, in poly. All right, it will be very different from secondary school. All right, as well as your IT life. Okay, and of course, this session is particularly related to the built environment cluster. So I'm going to talk about this new diploma in architectural technology and building services, as well as integrated facility management. So first up, okay, life in TP. TP is a very vibrant campus. If you stay in the east, drive along or go along Tampines Avenue 1, you should be able to see the beautiful campus. All right, although we have been in this Tampines site for 20 over years, it has been undergoing a lot of upgrading, a lot of changes throughout the years. All right, and you will find many exciting, nice eating places, very updated facilities, so on and so forth. All right, and TP, right, we don't really call it a school, we call it an institution. All right, so inside this institution, there are 6 schools. All right, so we have School of Engineering, okay, the biggest school in TP, School of Business, School of Design, School of IT, School of Applied Science, and Health and Social Science. All right, so these 6 schools made up of TP. And of course, I'm from the School of Engineering and in this particular cluster. And okay, something to share a little bit more. When during the night time, okay, during the night time when you actually pass by TP, you will find that a lot of things is going on at night as well. All right, so for 2 main reasons. One reason is there are students staying back for CCAs, okay, participating in various activities and trainings. All right, so if you the stadium will be filled with students undergoing trainings, the sports hall, different places in TP. All right, and the second reason is a lot of adult learners will actually come to TP at night for their upgrading of skills. Okay, they will be taking in maybe a part-time diploma or specialist diploma because TP has got a lot to offer, not only to full-time students as well as part-time students. All right, so that makes TP a very vibrant campus throughout the day. All right, then the second thing I would want to talk about is TP encourage on overseas learning. Okay, so we have a lot of overseas study trips. All right, and there are different categories of study trips. All right, we have maybe like community service trips where we go to neighboring country, the developing country. Okay, maybe going to the rural villages to help them paint their house, set up solar panel, all right, and teach the kids English or some computer knowledge, all right, and usually students will find it very meaningful, okay, when they embark on these type of trips, all right, and we also have a trip called Global Studies Trip, which is more on cultural exchange. We will go to countries like maybe Thailand or Indonesia, all right, to learn more about their Thai culture, for example. So for example, in 2018, okay, we have a group of green building and sustainability students, all right, going to this trip as a diploma. All right, so what they do over here, they learn things like Muay Thai, okay, learn how to do some Thai cooking, etc., and then students really enjoy it. Up till now, when I look at their Instagram memories photos, they are still posting, okay, they are still posting these trips photos. All right, but Of course, now is a very sensitive period to talk about travel. All right, and I assume all of us really miss traveling. Okay, and of course, unfortunately, 2020 we did not manage to go for any overseas trip. All right, but when come to 2021, okay, hopefully if the things stabilize, all these trips will be resumed. Okay, and to add on, the trips will be subsidized. All right, so you can consider it as a free trip. All right, so what the photos that you see over here, for example, the bottom left photo is when our students visited Japan. All right, and these are trips organized by the diplomas. Okay, the two diplomas. So what they go when they go over there, they look at the different buildings. Okay, the how people do it, create green buildings or how they manage their facilities. All right, so for except 2020, this has been an annual event. All right, so we have been to places like Taiwan, Korea, Hong Kong, Japan, Australia, etc., etc. All right, so I think the last trip before we stopped, okay, in 2019, we went to Dubai. All right, went to Dubai, and in 2020 we planned for Finland or China, but in the end it didn't materialize. Okay, because of the situation. All right, so in 2021 we hope to resume it. If not, maybe 2022. If you join us in 2021, when come to year 2, hopefully all these trips will be resumed. All right, so it's a lot of exposure. Okay, it's not only sitting in the classroom and try to learn inside the classroom or inside the lecture theater. Okay, we'll bring you out for exposure, and it will really create a lot of good memories. All right, so just now the first trip I've talked about is community service. So we have this youth expedition project. All right, so students will be doing very meaningful work, okay, overseas for over 2 weeks. All right, and usually it will leave a very deep impression in them. All right, they will realize that, hey, how fortunate we are, okay, in Singapore, and how we are able to build up our servant leadership, all right, to the people around us. All right. And just now I also talk about the CCAs that we have in TP. All right, so there are many different varieties of CCAs. Of course, the traditional one like the sports, basketball, soccer, badminton, volleyball, etc. There are all these sports teams, okay, in TP. All right, of course, there are also the non-conventional one like the different clubs. All right, clubs and student clubs, studies clubs, and things like that. All right, so you other than just studying and getting a diploma, we want to make every TP student all-rounder. Okay, build up your leadership and how you can build up your profile when you graduate. All right, so that's a little bit about TP life. All right, there are too many things to share, and it's not possible for me to share everything. Hope you are looking forward to that. All right, and now I'm zoomed in to School of Engineering to the built environment. All right, so I'll play a short video as an intro, and we will continue after that.
There's a builder in all of us, be you a child, student, athlete, artist, homemaker, entrepreneur. There's a builder in all of us. He's the one who sees space as an opportunity. He's the one who sees a problem and solves it purposefully. He's the one who inspires us to imagine something that doesn't exist and go build it with trust and reliability. It's the builder in us who seeks to make things happen, almost always in collaboration. Like building a bridge to connect people and places. Like growing greenery in never-seen-before places. And designing facilities that bring smiles to many faces. The builder in us sees technology as necessary and views innovation as mandatory. That's how he knows how to build on the past and build for the future. Build on our hopes and our nation's dreams. For a better home, a better life. a better tomorrow.
All right, so this short video is by Building Construction Authority. All right, and actually, if you think about it, all right, how will the buildings of tomorrow look like? Okay, come to think of it, okay, if you just recall a daily life, how many % of your time is spent inside a building? All right, from the time you wake up, all right, when you get ready and you go to school or maybe go to work, people go to work, and typically a person time, all right, 80 to 90% of your time will be spent inside a building. All right, so the only time you are not inside a building is maybe when you're traveling or you're engaging in some sports outside or in the nature area. All right, other than that, we utilize buildings so much until we take it for granted. All right, so the built environment is very seriously underrated. All right, there's so many potential to it. All right, but somehow we may not notice that. Okay, so how will your learning journey be like? Okay, so in the built environment, what we hope to do is to equip our students with the necessary skill sets, okay, within a built environment. Built environment is very big. All right, so just thinking of the local context, maybe 20 years ago, in Singapore, where are we developing? Okay, we are developing the Sengkang, the Punggol area, right? All right, and now it's really very vibrant. I presume a lot of people of you may be staying in one of the town area over there, correct? And 20 years later, 15 years later, where are we developing? We start to go into places like Bidadari. Okay, previously it's a cemetery. All right, now they are trying to convert it into a town. And maybe 5 to 10 years later, which are the area we are looking at? We are looking at Jurong Tengah area. So you can see buildings, the number of buildings will keep on increasing. It will not decrease. Okay, any country that is undergoing development, the first thing they will build is infrastructure and buildings. All right, so the world will just get more and more developed. All right, and we are not going to tear down buildings and start planting trees all over again. It just will not happen as fast. All right, but the other way is much more common. All right, so although we may not feel very comfortable with this type of development, sacrificing our natural landscape, okay, but it's inevitable. So that is why building is such a big, it consumes so much, all right, and it's made out of, it's such a big part of our landscape. All right, so what you will learn after learning all these necessary skill set, okay, you will start to explore, because what we are teaching in the diploma is to expose you to this very big industry. All right, and after that you can start to explore what are your interests. Okay, maybe I'm more interested in the designing part, maybe I'm very interested in how to maintain or how to optimize the building, how to make very nice and futuristic building. All right, so built environment is evolving. Okay, and because of this pandemic is actually pushing the changes much faster. So one of the major changes to the built environment is on digitalization. Okay, so what do we mean by digitalization? That means we are going to use a lot of technology, okay, technology to in the built environment construction process, for example. So things like artificial intelligence, things like data analytics, all these will also be employed onto the building industry, and it's just starting. It will just get more and more common, and because the impact is so big, like I mentioned just now. All right, so we hope that so this particular industry, okay, the built environment is future proof. Okay, whatever you learn today, it will not be obsolete 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road. Okay, because human always need buildings. All right, so the skill set is you will sure have a lifetime you can build a lifetime career based on what you have learned over here. Okay, so anyway, just to pause for a while. If you just join us, all right, we have a Telegram group chat that you can join in. If later you have more questions, feel free to ask inside the group chat. We can answer it anytime. All right. And now I will spend a little bit more time on this particular diploma, Architectural and Building Services, Architectural Technology and Building Services, because it's a very long name. So let me just call it ABS. Okay. Before this is a new diploma. All right, it's going to be launched in 2021 April. All right, so whoever joined us this time around, okay, you will be the pioneer batch. Okay, so we are from previously the diploma name is called Green Building and Sustainability. All right, so from GBS now we changed to ABS. Okay, and there's a good reason to do so. But before that, okay, maybe spend 1 minute to show you a video to show you what this diploma is all about.
Welcome to Diploma in Architectural Technology and Building Services. Be fascinated by green architecture, virtual design, and intelligent building systems. Here, you embark on creative technologies that shape buildings. Green buildings that help combat climate change and sustain the environment. You will acquire digital skills in building information modeling, bioclimatic design, performance simulations, systems integration, and building automation. With such skills, you can be part of Singapore's sustainable smart nation. Indeed, you may also be eligible for the World Skills Competition for BIM. This opportunity is unique to this diploma. Graduates look forward to rewarding careers in architectural firms, infrastructure engineering, green building consultancies, and building management companies. Be part of digital design and smart infrastructure. Join us at the Diploma in Architectural Technology and Building Services today.
All right, I hope that gives you an overview of what this new diploma is all about. All right, so just now there's one word that I believe all of you should have heard before. Okay, that is called climate change. All right, so climate change is a very serious issue that no one really have an answer to it. People are trying to slow it down, but it will happen. All right, it will happen. Global warming is ongoing. You just look at Singapore weather, you can roughly feel it. All right, for the last 2 weeks, it has been a rainy season. All right, temperature dropped to 22 degrees Celsius. It has never happened 10, 20 years ago, but it's getting common in recent years. All right, so this is just one example. Over the countries, if you read the news, you see a lot of things happening, a lot of disasters due to climate change. So what has climate change got to do with this particular diploma? All right, so architectural technology and building services, building itself actually consumes a lot of energy, the world energy. All right, so it can easily be 35 to 40% of energy is used by the building alone. All right, so if you are able to create a green building, design a green building, save on the energy consumption, all right, in the construction process or during operation, it will help a lot. All right, it will cut down the demand for energy. So that is why this is something that you will learn inside in this diploma as well, on how to design, create, or maintain a building efficiently in terms of energy. All right. And why join ABS? So create a sustainable and smart future. So as I mentioned, this particular diploma is also future-proof, okay, because sustainability is what we want to focus on. All right, and previously, okay, before ABS, we are called GBS, Green Building and Sustainability. So does that mean we are no longer teaching green building knowledge? Does that mean that we are not going into sustainability? All right, that's not true. All right, because green building has become so important that it's just like part and parcel, all right, of our curriculum. So every subjects that you learn, okay, it will somehow be related to the green building, all right, as well as sustainability. So it's incorporated into the curriculum itself. All right, and our focus shifted a little bit to the technology part. Okay, as I mentioned, technology is required to increase the productivity in this particular construction process. All right, so the government is pushing strongly for it. Globally, people are doing that. All right, so what do I mean by using technology? As you can see just now, we are no longer designing building using pencil and paper. We are no longer passing drawings, hard copy drawings from the consultants to the engineers. All this will be done digitally by a click of a button. Everybody will log on to the cloud and do the work at the same time. I believe all of you can also feel that it has also impact the way that you study nowadays, correct? So when you want to share a file, we will go to the cloud drive to share it. So it's going to happen and impact on different industry, and built environment is one of them. All right, so our curriculum is interdisciplinary in nature. You will learn architectural design part. You will also learn the building services, the engineering aspect. All right, so we are sitting inside an engineering school, so you will still be learning things like mathematics, physics to build up your fundamentals. All right, your thinking process before we go into the diploma core. All right, so and you will be a certified professional. So one of the certification our curriculum is accredited with is Singapore Certified Energy Manager. All right, we are also our students can also graduate with fire safety manager certification. So all these certifications are useful when you apply for jobs in the future, and all this will build up your portfolio. So speaking about portfolio, we believe that whatever we teach our students, it should be showcased when they want to use it. All right, the projects they have been doing for the past 3 years, the amount of research they have done, the amount of things, effort they have put into the different subjects, we will build up the portfolio. Okay, so every students that graduate from our diploma, okay, they have their own e-portfolio. So it's very useful when they go for interview, when they go for university application. Just show a link. Okay, it can show what is your capability. All right. So it's really a mixture, okay, a very good hybrid between design and technology. So traditionally, we may think that designer do not know, are not very good in mathematics. They are not good in sciences, all right? And those that are very good in mathematics, they cannot design, okay? But we don't really believe in that. So these two skill sets, they don't have to be independent, all right? You can equip both. All right, so you can be someone that has a very good technical skills, and you have a creative way to solve problem and create good design, and that's what we hope that we can train our graduates to be. Okay, so these are the different subjects that you may learn. Okay, in this new diploma. All right, there's the building design part. As I mentioned, you will learn how to use all this industry software to draw buildings, to design buildings. Okay, to model out the buildings, and you will also perform simulation on it. Okay, for example, solar analysis, for example, CFD, computational fluid dynamic, to make sure that you capture all the natural wind. You have a lot of natural ventilation. You can have a lot of shadows, prevent direct sunlight, etc., etc. So all these can be done using simulation software. All right, and you also learn about the theory behind on sustainability, the construction materials that you use, etc. All right. So, and on top of that, you will also learn on the different smart system. M&E stands for mechanical and electrical systems. All right. So we are not training our students to design very beautiful looking buildings, and that's it. All right. Something that will stand out and things like that. We are training our students to build efficient buildings, energy efficient building. All right, so the internal organ is as important as the facade, the skin. All right, so internal organs are all the smart systems within the building itself. All right, so maybe just to showcase one of our students' final year project, all right, and what they have learned throughout the 3 years in GBS. All right, and this will also be transformed to the ABS skills. All right, so in terms of career prospects, okay, you most probably our graduates can join one of these areas. In terms of management, it will be facility management, for example, building automation technologies, okay, or certified energy manager. For design and consultancy, you may be assisting the architect, okay, as an architectural assistant, okay, or assistant engineer in the building services aspect, green building consultant, etc. And digital team, which this course will be very strong in, such as a BIM modeler, building information modeling, okay, BIM, BIM modeler, and simulation. And these are the different internship companies that our students actually join, okay, in their third year. All right, so some of them actually join them as full-time employee after that. Okay, so these are the different categories of energies, and we believe there will be a little bit of shift when we go into ABS. All right, and there will be more of architectural companies and maybe the environmentally sustainable design companies. Okay, and in terms of further studies, okay, so sometimes after a diploma, you hope to get a degree. Okay, where can you study? Which university will accept you? All right, so NUS, all right, so our alumni, some went into project and facility management in their School of Design Environment, okay, or if you want to further studies to become an architect, all right, NUS Architectural School, all right, as well as maybe the Building Science School. For NTU, it's more of the engineering school, all right, and SUTD is also one of the a very popular choice by our students. All right, and there's also a large group of students that went to SIT, okay, Singapore Institute Technology, SIT, all right, in their Sustainable Infrastructure Engineering Building Services course. All right, so I've come to the end for ABS, and now I also spend a bit of time on IFM, okay, Integrated Facility Management. So just to recap, in the built environment cluster in School of Engineering, there are two diplomas. Okay, one is ABS and the second one is IFM, stands for Integrated Facility Management. So what is IFM about? Okay, what is facility management about? Okay, a building, okay, typically, let's give a number. Let's say a building is there for 50 years. Okay, 50 years. The construction phase, the design phase, the construction phase, and finally when it's completed. Okay, this period, right, may be around 5 years. From the land acquisition, I managed to secure land until I build up this building, it takes around 5 years. So what happened to the next 45 years? It's such a long period of time. So it doesn't mean that you have designed or created a green building and that's it. All right, it will just run by itself. It will just be green forever. It can sustain by itself. It doesn't work this way. You need a group of people that know what they are doing, they are specialists in it to manage it. Okay, they are like the caretaker to make sure the building is efficient, is properly maintained throughout the rest of the lifespan. So the life cycle of a building, much of the time, right, is managing it, is maintaining it. So that brings why facility management is such a critical aspect, okay, in the building life cycle. So if you think about it, for example, for HDB, okay, HDB, if you have some feedback on something wrong, okay, maybe the light is not working and things like that, you will need to feedback it to maybe the town council. So town council is something like the facility management for HDB. All right, or if you stay in a condo, you will feedback to the condo manager. All right, if let's say at night you went to the shopping center, okay, for a meal, all right, so there will be a facility management team that makes sure that everything is going on smoothly, all right, as well as a hotel and things like that. So basically, when you step inside a building, the feeling that it gives you, it is really largely impacted by how well is the management on the facility itself. All right. So these are the four main aspects which IFM students will graduate with. And because of these four, they are accredited with the International Facility Management Association. Okay, in short, we call it IFMA. All right. So this IFMA, you can Google it and you will notice that this association is actually very big and impactful, okay, globally. And Facility management course is common in other polys as well. Okay, other polys offer similar courses, but only TP IFM is accredited with this. All right, so that's the uniqueness of IFM. And talking about market size, you can see that the revenue is increasing year by year, and it is projected to keep on increasing. Okay, like the reasons I have mentioned just now. All right, buildings will just keep increasing. The number of buildings will keep increasing, and when the number of buildings increase, more people need to take care of the buildings. All right, so the amount of the market size of facility management will just grow and grow and grow. So you can see that it is again a course, right, which is future proof. Not only is it future proof, it's also pandemic proof, right? So this recent episode of the COVID-19 has impacted a lot of industry, all right, and a lot of industry is cutting down people, as in people are losing their jobs and things like that. But it doesn't happen really in the facility management sector. In fact, it becomes even more critical. You need more people to step up. Okay, maybe in the healthcare area, healthcare management and things like that. All right. So because people cannot leave the buildings, okay, doesn't mean there's a pandemic, everybody sleep on the streets. Okay, you are still inside a building, you still need to maintain it properly. Just that there's a little bit of shift. Okay, shift to more of the residential building. All right. So residential building will require a little bit more management on that. All right. So in terms of career prospects, these are the different jobs roles that graduates can embark in. All right. So there's property executive, facilities, building executive. All right. You may be managing a condo, you may be managing a hotel, you may be managing a shopping centers and things like that. All right. So there are abundant jobs available for facility management graduates, right? And these are the internship companies that IFM's year 3 students actually went to, right? So there are a lot of big names over there. We have a group of students who are attached to Changi Airport Group, okay, every semester, all right, to take care of the airport. Okay, so because airport is also a building, all right. The recent Jewel, okay, is also a very nice green building, okay, which you will need FM people to take care of. All right. As for further studies for IFM students, all right, so one of the more direct link will be NUS project and facility management course. Okay, so because of the skill sets that they learn in IFM, they will be able to have a lot of credit exemption. So that means, right, they can graduate in 3.5 years. Okay, if you are really, really very good, maybe graduate in 3 years for a 4 years program, because there are a lot of subjects that the students don't have to take when they join this PFM course. All right, so there are also other programs like the SIT programs or the business courses in NUS and NTU. There are students also joining that. All right, so these are some of the successful alumni. Some are working as managing estate, okay, estate management. Some are as a project manager, okay, a PM. All right, and some are doing events management, okay, or quantity surveyor, so on and so forth. Okay, so a lot of them are going to very related field, okay, because of their good foundation that they built in this diploma. Okay. And for the 2 diplomas, right, the built environment diplomas, right, BCA are actually giving out scholarships. All right, and the scholarships are quite generous. But basically, you will get an annual allowance of 15K. And after you graduated, there are certain paths for you. Okay, you may be working in one of the company. All right, and you may also carry on with a degree if you want to. All right, so these are all the different scholarships that you can look forward to if you have a very good results and you have a very impressive portfolio. Okay. And I've come to the end, and if you want to find a little bit more, okay, feel free to go to the website. Okay, the website actually have a lot of information over there, like what are the subjects they'll be taking in year 1, year 2, year 3, so on and so forth. Okay, there also be some downloadables that you can get in these two websites. All right. So this is my last slide. Okay, so actually, I have just some final words. That is, built environment is seriously underrated. Okay, it's like there's so much potential to it that I hope that you will consider it as one of your choices after after you get your O-level results. All right, so we have really our students, our graduates now is being very successful in this industry, in this area, and they have no regrets joining us. All right, with that, thank you, and maybe now I will open up for some Q&A, some questions that you may have. Okay, if you have, feel free to type in the comments, and I will try to answer you. Okay, if you have any queries or some things that you want to ask, be it related to this diploma or maybe related to TP or Poly Life, okay, feel free to type in your questions in the comments. All right. So maybe I'll share a little bit on a common question. Okay, a very common question that I've received for the past few months. All right, because once this architectural technology and building services diploma, there's some our mainstream media actually also reported that. Okay, and received some queries. They say, hey, does that mean that your diploma, after I graduate, can I be an architect? All right, can I be an architect between that after that? So the short answer is no diploma graduates will become architects straight away. Okay, there's no diploma courses that is training architects directly. All right, so what we are doing is preparing you. Okay, what are different job roles inside an architectural firm? Inside architectural firm, there are many different roles. Okay, there are the maybe the green mark consultants, there are the project manager that handle the clients and the contractor. All right, there are also those that are doing modelings. Okay, and there's a group of the real architects now maybe doing the designing part and things like that. So there are many different roles inside the architectural firm. So definitely you will be able to find a job in these firms, okay, and be in one of the roles. All right, but let's say you are really very interested, okay, very interested in becoming an architect. Okay, no one is stopping you. After you graduate, if your result is good and you are able to get into NUS architecture course or SUTD, you will become you will be able to get the necessary degree. Okay, and you have to work a few years and things like that before you can become a registered architect. All right, so it's not so straightforward that you join a diploma course, after that you become architect. There is a very long path. Okay, you have to build up a portfolio slowly until you are a registered architect. Yeah. Okay, so saw some questions. First, let me see. Okay, are there any major difference in career prospect between ABS and IFM? Yes, there is. Okay, definitely there is. So ABS, as I mentioned, it focuses a lot on the you see the construction life cycle. All right. So ABS is more on the design phase and probably before the construction phase. Okay, that's where our graduates will contribute. Okay, of course, in terms of and of course those building services. Okay, be it the mechanical and electrical building services. Our students who have some knowledge in it will be able to work in these areas as well. Whereas for IFM, their focus is on facility management. That means during the every building, okay, there will be a FM team. Definitely there will be an FM team that's taking care of the whole building. That's taking care of maybe the utilities, the cleanliness, the security. All right. So all these will go through the FM department. So their focus is much more on the operation side, operation and maintenance. Whereas ABS is more on the design aspect at the starting phase of a construction industry. All right, so I hope that answers your question. Next, will the software learned during the course still be okay? That's really a very fantastic question. So I think you may worry that, oh, whatever you learn, for example, you learn this particular software, but when you go into the industry, they are using another software because of some changes or some improvement, and things like that. Okay, so rest assured that whatever you learn is to build up your fundamentals. Okay, even if the skill set changes, even if the software changes, you will be able to handle the new software easily because there are certain things that will not run away. All right, for example, if you want to create a model out of the building, okay, there are certain, for example, if you are familiar in Microsoft Words, okay, when it comes to Microsoft Excel or Microsoft PowerPoint, somehow it becomes very intuitive on certain how things work. So same thing for this software. And we also update our software regularly. Okay, we do not teach software that is 10, 20 years ago. So every few years, sometimes as frequent as every 3 years, we will change the software if need to. And usually industry will not change their software so frequently, okay, because it's a cost incurred to them. Why would they want to keep choosing different kind of software? So they will tend to stick with one type of software, all right, but there will be some upgrades here and there, and we will be upgrading our software as well. All right, so this one is really nothing to worry about. Yeah, in terms of software, we will keep it relevant and updated. All right, and the next question, maybe I'll answer one more question. All right. How far do I need to study to be a certified architect? So as I mentioned just now, after a diploma is really just to build up a lot of skill set and some exposure on how this industry works. So you will need to go and get a degree in architecture. And degree in architecture is actually not enough. You still need to get a master in architecture. So architectural course, right? Okay, typically it's a 5 years course. It's not like 3 years or 4 years degree course. It will be 5 years. All right, and after you got a master's, it doesn't mean that straight away you are certified or registered architect. You have to have a few portfolio. All right, you have to work in certain firms for a few years before you can register as an certified architect. All right, so currently, okay, just to share, currently in Singapore, the accredited degree for architecture are these two: NUS Architecture as well as SUTD. Okay, SUTD first year everybody will study the same thing, but there's an architecture pillar. Okay, so if you further studies in this particular pillar, it's eligible lah. All right, it's eligible. It's recognized by Board of Architects in Singapore, the BOA. All right. So thank you for your questions. I think they are really I can see the interest there. All right, and I hope that you can really consider joining the built environment, because built environment really needs a lot of people. Okay, it needs a lot of people. There's a huge demand for it. Okay, especially when it comes to the use of technology and things like that. That there are not a lot of existing personnel that are very well equipped with this. All right, so we really hope to train a group of very good local engineers who are well equipped with all this technology, all this software, and contribute to the national landscape, okay, in Singapore or even globally. Yep. So with that, okay, maybe I will come to a closure for these sessions. Okay, if you have more questions, just scan this QR code, join our Telegram group chat. You can ask the questions anytime. We will be happy to answer all your queries. Okay, thank you very much. Bye-bye.